We are tracking Hurricane Matthew. The impact could be catastrophic. The storm moving closer to the coastline. These are live images coming in tonight. This is out of Delray Beach, Florida. You can see the waves are picking up in that area, and the current is picking up. No one on that beach right now. They currently are under curfew in that area. Let's turn over to another live picture. This is going to be an Earth Cam shot of downtown Miami. Not as clear tonight, but you're going to notice you're not going to see any cars on the road. You're not going to see anyone outside because the winds are picking up in that area. Now, this video just in from our RTV6 photographer. He is stationed in West Palm Beach tonight. The wind also picking up in that area. The rain currently coming down. You can see the palm trees kind of swaying back and forth. Good evening. Our Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory with me tonight. Now, Kevin, this storm being called a life and death situation. You see it behind us, and it is massive. I think that's the big fear, is it's so big, and they're scared of it moving up the coast. And it will do that. So let me just start with some good news. Miami, southern portions of Florida are going to be spared the brunt of this. So the winds are actually coming offshore in Miami. Let me show you the latest track. Not much changes here. We've still got winds at 130 miles per hour with Matthew. Category 4 storm may weaken a little bit as it moves between Cape Canaveral on up into Jacksonville as we go through the overnight and into tomorrow. I'll give you the latest coordinates. It sits northeast of West Palm Beach, or 125 miles southeast of Cape Canaveral, continues to move to the northwest toward Melbourne, Fort Pierce, and then also into Daytona. There are your wind gusts right now. Fort Pierce getting the strongest wind gusts at this point, but I think anywhere from Fort Pierce north then to Daytona and Cape Canaveral, we'll see that continue to pick up. So there we are at about 3, 4 in the morning, very close to Cape Canaveral and coming on shore. Kevin, thank you. Erica Fly has been tracking the newest information on Hurricane Matthew as it is coming in. She's at the live desk with the latest. Erica.
Melissa, right now we're hearing terms like storm of the century, expect devastation. That tells you how serious the impact is expected to be. It's already proven deadly. This is a live picture of Miami Beach as Matthew is bearing down on the Florida coast right now. Heavy winds and thousands without power in Florida. Matthew is still a Category 4 storm with maximum sustained winds of 130 miles per hour, taking aim at the central portion of Florida's Atlantic coast, and it could track up the entire coastline from there, moving northwest at 13 miles per hour. Right now, Florida's governor telling residents who live in the northeastern part of the state they still have time to flee what he's calling a monster storm. 2 million people across the southeast were warned to flee inland. Many heeded those warnings. Roads jammed, shelters are packed. And we are also tracking new numbers coming in right now. The death toll in Haiti after Hurricane Matthew swept over the country, now up to 283. Receding floodwaters in Haiti have revealed that devastation. Haiti's southwest peninsula was slammed with 145-mile-per-hour winds. We'll keep monitoring Hurricane Matthew overnight and have the latest on GMI beginning at 4:30 and on the RTV6 app. Melissa.
Erica, thank you. We continue to track this storm right now. Hurricane Matthew not far off of the coast, the Category 4 storm bearing down on Florida at the moment. That's where our Scripps national correspondent Todd Walker is live in Vero Beach tonight. That is just north of where the hurricane is right now. Todd, what kind of weather are you experiencing out there?
Yeah, Melissa, we are seeing the winds rapidly pick up, the rain starting to come down as well. Take a look at the palm trees behind me. I'm in a sheltered area, but up there, definitely not. We're seeing the winds significantly pick up. Take a look down and to the left. You can see the American flag on the flagpole over there, standing straight out and being pulled pretty hard on that flagpole. Things are starting to deteriorate, but we are still probably 3 hours away from the brunt of Hurricane Matthew here in Vero Beach, Florida. And so much rain coming down, I actually need to wipe off the lens here so you can actually see what we're talking about here. Yeah, we are still 3 hours or so away from seeing what could be the worst of Hurricane Matthew in this area. It's going to grind its way up the coast. The storm track has it coming right up the edge, and so the eye wall may just come over this area. That's the most significant and serious winds of all of it, and it may just come right across here. So a lot of people hunkering down, waiting to see what could possibly be the worst storm in a long, long time to come through here.
Todd, I know you're talking a lot about the rain. We're seeing that rain heading down on you. You're talking about the winds on the flagpole. Have you seen the winds? I remember in Wilmette, it took down in my area a lot of trees, causing people to lose power. Have trees started to be taken down from those winds yet? Are people losing power out there?
So what I'm really surprised by is the fact that we do still have these street lights on here. They have been flickering on and off, but this is the most lights that I've seen so far staying on throughout the evening. We have seen transformer flashes off in the distance, but these lights, they went off for a while. Now they're back, and so I'm not quite sure what the power situation is here. This mall that we're at right now definitely has backup generators, but these lights are not on them. So these lights are back on again. I have not seen any trees go down, but we've been confined to this area pretty much because it's not safe to be out on the roads right now.
All right, Todd, stay safe out there, my friend. Great coverage. All right, Indiana Task Force 1 activated to respond to Hurricane Matthew. The 80-member team comprised of emergency responders from fire departments, law enforcement, and civilians of all backgrounds. And they're stepping up to help. Call 6 Investigates Paris Lubell is actually going with them on their way south right now.
Melissa, good evening. We're here with Indiana Task Force 1 as they make their final preparations to head into the danger zone there where Hurricane Matthew is in Florida. They're going to help search and rescue operations as soon as the hurricane goes through and make sure everybody is safe from this. We're going to be embedded with them the entire time, and we'll show you exactly what they're doing. Hoosiers going to help victims of Hurricane Matthew. And we're hitting the road here in just a few minutes. We've got a 15-hour drive in front of us, but we'll be there just as soon as we can. We'll have live reports the entire time. For now, in Indianapolis, I'm Call 6 Investigates. Paris Lubell will send it back to you.
Paris, thank you. This is only the beginning of help coming from the Hoosier State. The American Red Cross has sent an emergency response vehicle like this one south already. A second one is hitting the road tomorrow. Both are loaded with food and will act as a mobile feeding station in some of the neighborhoods affected. Now, volunteers will be serving food and staffing shelters. The need is expected to be so great out there. The organization will be offering ongoing training next week for anyone who wants to help. One of those Hoosier volunteers is from the Red Cross Lafayette chapter. He is packing his bags to head east first thing tomorrow morning. His history of volunteerism began only a short time ago in the wake of the Kokomo tornadoes, when Red Cross leaders asked Mike if he wanted to travel to the East Coast ahead of this hurricane. He only asked one question: is there a need? The answer was yes, so he started packing.
Mahatma Gandhi once said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Lafayette's Mike Mays realized that for the first time in the aftermath of this year's Kokomo tornadoes.
I felt I needed to help, so I went to Lafayette there and I rented a U-Haul and got a hold of the local radio stations, and I told them, I said, hey, I'm sitting here, let's fill it up so I can take it to Kokomo and help.
That U-Haul ended up at the Red Cross shelter, where Mike signed up to volunteer. For 2 weeks, he stayed, dispersing supplies and serving victims.
They've touched me in a very special way, and that's our story.
Now, just weeks later, Mike is off to the East Coast, sure to compile more stories. He flies out Friday morning, headed to Myrtle Beach. His assignment from there is unclear, but his goals,
if I can help one person smile, I mean,
are to lose himself in the work.
You know, the littlest things you do make the biggest difference.
The work of serving others.
Now, Mike is leaving behind his wife and 16-year-old daughter. He says they are a little nervous for him, but overwhelmingly supportive. And you can stay up to date on Hurricane Matthew with the Storm Shield app. That is where you can track this massive storm. You can download it right now in any of the app stores.